Hey, it's kind of late in other states. It's kind of late. It's kind of late. So, this live that I'm about to do for anybody who gets a chance to see it or not is just my perspective on all sorts of things. Just me talking on the way to work because nobody's live. I have nothing to do. Hey, you number one. How you doing? I'm on my way to work. And I just feel like talking about something, I don't know what, just something, just my perspective on things is what I'll be now naming whatever I decide to say. My perspective is going to be story time for me because I'm going to start telling the stories like I see this crazy stuff going on in this world. You know? So, the first thing I want to tell y'all is this. So I have been working on Facebook trying to become monetized without riding the coattail of Robert's story and all this other kind of stuff. And I did it. I got my followers up slowly, not like fast and all these other kind of people since the time that this stuff started till the time to currently. I've only gotten like a couple, maybe a couple hundred followers, maybe, because I already had some. So I'm like 20 something followers from 7,000 followers. So therefore, I have not been just doing all this stuff. I finally got monetized, but my monetization was never on video, like, I mean, on live stream. So everything that I did on live stream was just because I wanted to. So mine was mostly on video or post engagements and stuff. So everybody know I never did that. So I got in a bonus program. I don't know how. It is what it is. So everybody that knows me and listens to me every now and then know that I don't bully anybody, right? I'm like the peacemaker of everything. So why did my monetization get taken from me saying that I was bullying and harassing and um they struck my page and all this other kind of stuff, right? So all I can get is stars, but I don't want no stars because they only said yes to the stars because they take most of that money from the stars. So I was like, this Facebook is some shit. And so I go to try to appeal it, right? Well, let me turn this air down because it's probably going. And they come right back. No. Like before I pushed the button and took my hand off the button, they had came back with the decision to say no. If I told you what I wrote, you would be like, that is not harassing nor bullying. So I try to go to the override board or whatever that stupid board is. They will not even allow me to get to the page to type the stuff in to do anything. It says click off this to go to the page. I can't even get to it. So it's like I don't even care to be monetized on Facebook at this point because if something like that can get you unmonetized and you have no way to speak for yourself, when this person called me an idiot, put my name, wrote the little message and says you're an idiot, right? I said to this person, you must be one. Wait, what do I say? um I'm trying to say if I said you must be or you are. It didn't tell it you are. It was like you must be one of three things. I said you must be uh a bitter bee, and I didn't even spell out the word. I put the stars in it. A jealous Nigga, but I didn't even put the G's in it. I put stars in it. Or the soon to be ex house. I put the word house and then I put some tools up, the house tool basically, right? And then I said, because you can't even have a conversation with us, you want to argue, you want to name call and start mess, right? So this is what I put in there. I don't know the exact words. I have to look at it to know the exact words. And then I said, bye Jeffro, go climb back and go back and lay up with your first cousin, right? That wasn't the person's name. None of that. You must be a country bumpkin hit in a town where there's no people You live in the wood type shit. Go live with Jeff from. Just go back and get in bed with your people. So anywho, it wasn't even that explicit, nothing. They completely kicked me off, said I was harassing this person and bullying. I'm like, damn, these people is crazy. So it's like, you did not see what this person put. If you're going to say that I'm harassing and bullying, you should also look at the conversation that I'm responding to, because obviously I'm not just responding to myself. So anyway, with that being said, I said to myself, I said, F you, no, F star star K Facebook at this point, because I can't do that. I cannot do something if I cannot speak or show my point or show my proof, especially if I didn't do nothing wrong, especially if I'm being called an idiot and you're calling my name, you're putting my name directly, calling me an idiot, and then also they said that in the same thread, they said Robert is a deadbeat and a bum. But you don't call that harassing and bullying. You know what I mean? So I'm not understanding how they work and what their thought process is. So at that point, I was like, man, whatever. I don't even care. I don't know how long it's for. But anyway, I don't care. So I decided to do my story time. Now, my story time is just my perspective of how things could possibly be. And I was listening to other people's live. I listened to 411 Break Room 411 live. I listened to, I can't even tell you who was. I listened to Harmony Speaks live. I listened to a little bit of Kevin's stuff, because Kevin's got all kind of stuff, True Factory and all that kind of stuff. But my thought process came from this. So we were talking about the names. Where did these names come from? Is it Nate's real name? Not Nate, but her real name. Is her real name her actual real name? Or is Nate someone behind the thing that old girl does not really know who it is, and Nate just created the same name as her daughter? Or is Nate a long lost relative who the daughter was actually named after? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, in my perspective, my opinion, my thought, I'm gonna make up a story because I like to write stories. I'm gonna say this. I think Nate is either a godmother or the real father's wife, and she took on to that person during her age, and she finally decided to name one of her children after that person. That's just my perspective. It's not true. It's just my perspective, my thought, my opinion. And then the middle daughter, she has the same name as the cuckoo bird who was trying to get in the middle of it to threaten Robert when they was at the mall. How is that possible? Is that the brother of the daddy, the real daddy? You know what I'm saying? How is this? I've never connected with someone who has the same name as my children for purposes where they defend me and fight for me and stuff. I was like, this stuff is like really, really weird. So I said I was gonna make a whole little story, fictional story. But when I make my fictional stories come from truth, but they just have my perspective in the parts that are left kind of sketchy. So the part of that is the Nate lady and the baby's name are the same, my perspective, because they did not just meet during this situation or instance on Facebook after everything happened. They were already talking. I feel that when we seen that text that said dated from I've already got a plan in place and was dated July 2020 2017, I feel that that person was somewhere around then. You know what I'm saying? This person has been there for a long time, because this person is way too sure that they have all the information for everything that has been going on during this marriage or this relationship. Not any other person can be this sure that she has dealt with on here. You feel what I'm saying? So, with that being said, that lady has been around. Oh, are you drunk, man, driving? That lady has been around longer than this story. For her to have that much hatred for a man she never know, listening to different stories change, differentiate, well, differ through every circumstance, every story, every time it's said, every time it's put out, something is different, something is added on, something is changed. So for her not to know that this person is lying or see that this person is lying, my perspective of it is she was part of the original plan because she's very well calculated and devious and vindictive or whatever. So I'm thinking that this lady tried to help her set this whole thing up that was supposed to be. I'm thinking that it's all the way calculated down to the part of whatever the fake business is online. You know what I'm saying? The travel agency online and shit. They've thought of everything. So this comes from a person that's very well calculated, a person that sits and thinks and has nothing else to do. So my perspective is that those two people came up with this a long time ago, and this was a scheme, which is why Tasha K was called to try to boost the um the social media page on YouTube. Y'all remember that? It was to boost it on YouTube. And then boom, all of a sudden, Nate Dogg got a whole social media platform that she's building on YouTube, harassing everybody and doing all this other kind. Some kind of way this shit is connected and it goes deeper than them meeting on social media after the abuse allegedly took place. You feel what I'm saying? This stuff is way too calculated. Y'all gotta think about this, man. See, y'all gotta think about this. This stuff right here is deeper than what we actually knew. Yeah, this stuff is so much deeper than what we could have ever thought or what we ever knew, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. That's my perspective of that little point. That little tiny part right there. But on to the next. So I was on my way to work one day. And I came up with this thing that I said, and it was so smooth when I said it, right? I had to record myself saying it. Unfortunately, the recording is on this phone, so I cannot say it exactly how I said it, but I'm going to say the gist of it, and then I might add a little bit more in it. Now, when I say this, I think I've been on here long enough to where I can say the word bitch. I'm going to say the word bitch for three different phrases. It's going to be a young bitch, a grown bitch, and an old bitch. Okay? Now, when I say grown bitch, I don't want the people that fall into that category to take offense to it like the young bitch and the old bitch should. I'm only saying grown bitch because it goes with the statement that I'm about to make. But the grown bitch is not actually a bitch. Okay, you feel me? So I'm going to say that. But the grown bitch is not a bitch. But the old bitch and the young bitch are actually bitches. So what I wanted to tell y'all, and I want y'all to think about this, this is my perspective. A old bitch is just a young bitch that grew old. That's why young bitches look to the old bitches for guidance and stuff. And that's why these old bitches so bitter and teaching these young bitches all this dumb shit to do to these people and how to be so envious and devious and dirty. Because an old bitch was once a young bitch that did this shit. Now a grown bitch, now y'all remember the grown bitch is not actually a bitch. I'm just using it for, it all goes together. A grown bitch ain't got time for this. A grown bitch, when they break up with a person or they don't like a person, they gonna move along. As Harmony Speaks says, moving forward. You feel what I'm saying? They're not gonna do all this. But the young bitch is never gonna come to the grown bitch and take advice from the grown bitch because you got the old bitch who's got the influence of what the young bitch is trying to follow. Most of the time, most of the time, the young bitch grows into the young bitch grows into an old bitch and never a grown bitch. So if you're gonna be a young bitch growing into an old bitch, you're just destined. There's nothing you can do about it unless you want to change. And most of the time, the young bitch can't change because the grown bitch is always in her ear. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why we have so many nasty, bitter old people. Now, mind you, I'm not saying anything what you call it about old people, because you got to remember I'm up in age myself. I'm 46. I'll tell y'all how old I am because I always do. So, sometimes a grown bitch can turn into a old bitch from the things that she goes through if she does not properly heal or realize what she's doing in the process of becoming an old bitch. You feel what I'm saying? So, me, there was a lot of things that happened to me in my life. Had I not realized and decided that I did not want to be a old bitter bitch, I would have go ahead, I would have went head on and tread into my old bitch minute. Cause I was young, but I was not a young bitch because in my heart I was always good. I was always giving. I was always loving. Although I had young bitches and old bitches who tried to grab me up and put that stuff in my head. Now, mind you, this does not just mean women. Men are the same way. Men are either young bitch ass niggas, old bitch ass niggas, or grown bitch ass niggas. Now, mind you, the grown bitch ass niggas are not really bitch ass niggas. It's just for, to put it all together. Okay? So, with that being said, the young one do the exact same thing as the old one. They be young, they do all this dumb shit. They turn into an old bit of old man and they want to tell the young people how to be a pimp and how to keep your woman in check and you got to do this. And they ain't done shit. They just as miserable as they want to be. Cause why? They was a young bitch ass nigga that just turned into an old bitch ass nigga. Bitter bitch ass nigga. That's what I should have added in there is bitter bitch ass nigga. Now mind you, the way that I'm saying is nothing like the way that I recorded, because the way that I recorded myself saying it on the first time was so cold. Let me tell you. I said, ooh. And when I listened to it, I'd be like, ooh, look at here, look at here. Did I just say that? I just spoke some truth to it. But if y'all think about it. Think about these old ass women that's leading the young women and telling the young women some stuff. These older women that are bitter and nasty and angry and teach these young women the same shit. They were nothing but psychotic, bitter ass young women. You feel what I'm saying? They just was crazy. So I don't know if it's a trait. I don't know if it's in the blood. I don't know if it's hereditary, but it's there. So what we have to do is we have to figure out how to put a block in that, how to stop our young women from being these bitter ass older women. You feel what I'm saying? Because if we don't, our kids are going to have to deal with this. This is for the people who are not bitter. This is for the people who got common sense and who got, just who got hearts, who got love. We have to figure out. Well, I can't say we have to figure out because hell, we can't change the world, but we can prepare our children and the future generation how not to fall into the traps of these people. Because as I was looking and I've been looking, reading and stuff, people really do jacked up stuff intentionally to hurt each other and to set people up and just people really do this on a regular basis. It's like the thing to do. And I've even heard them talk about it like it's something that's the right thing to do. Oh yeah, I caught her. I did. I don't want to say too much, but okay. So for instance, the girlfriend and the boyfriend tripping. We're gonna use the girl first. The girlfriend and the boyfriend tripping. The girlfriend tripping on the boyfriend because the boyfriend, she his girlfriend. No, he her boyfriend, but she not his girlfriend type situation. She already know that, but she ain't having it. So she tripping. She wanted to go through the phone. She want to go with him to the club, or she see him with somebody else. Whatever. She want to go up, hit on the man, slap the man, punk the man, push the man, whatever. The first of all, a man is human just like we are. Just because we are women, that does not give us the right to put our hands on a man because the man is not supposed to hit us back because of their strength and just morally correct. So, with that being said, she puts her hands on the man, and her and the man get to wrestling because the man is trying to hold her down and stop her from hitting him. Because, mind you, the man does not hit a woman, but the man knows that he is stronger than her, so he can hold her down. Now, in the process of her trying to hit the man and the man holding her down, oh, she hurts herself, right? She hurts herself. Now she wants to call the police, or now she wants to call Ray Ray and Boom Boom to come over and beat the nigga up because she hurt herself trying to hit the man and he was just trying to hold herself down. These are the things that women are now doing in this day and age. That man did nothing to her but tried to hold her down and stop her from hitting him because she was jealous of her claiming him, but he not claiming her when she knew the situation. He ain't want to be in no relationship. You feel what I'm saying? So this is the kind of stuff that's going on in this day and age, and people think it's okay to do. Now you didn't call Ray Ray over here. Now Ray Ray didn't came over here because you done lied to Ray Ray and told Ray Ray that this man put his hands on you. Ray Ray come over here to fight this man. This man ain't finna fight nobody. Ray Ray charged the man. The man pull his weapon out and disarm it on Ray Ray. Now Ray Ray gone and you standing there looking stupid. All because you had no self control, or you wanted your way, or you're a liar, or you want to claim somebody that does not belong to you. The only thing that belongs to you is you. Your children technically don't even belong to you because they belong to themselves or God, if we want to say God. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think it was I think maybe Latrue said, the only person that you can control is yourself. The only person that belongs to you is yourself. So once we get self control on ourselves, we might be a whole lot better off. You feel what I'm saying? But people try to control everybody else. People try to control what people say, do, think, and it's never going to work. It's never going to happen because everybody is their own self. Everybody is their own self, the individual person. In a relationship, as I was growing up, I ended up with controlling people who wanted to control me, people who wanted to alienate me from my friends and family and things like that. And because I was always like the peace person, I didn't want no problems. I didn't want no drama. I just wanted to make everybody happy. For the most part, it was what it was. You know, my friends was his friends was my friend. I had no friends of my own. You know what I'm saying? Up until I was like, dude, I can't do this. I had one that tried to alienate me from my mother and my father. What I did learn in growing up is if a person tries to alienate you from your family and friends, more than likely, some type of way of another, whether it's verbal, mental, physical, emotional, however you want to say it, he's an abuser or he's a narcissist or he's, something insecure. Um, Something's wrong there. A person should never basically try to have you all to themselves because we were not put on this earth to belong to one person as a whole. We were made to go out and communicate and talk to people and have friends. And, we were made to do this, to mingle basically. You don't have to mingle sexually in a relationship or do strange things. That just comes up from our upbringing. Now, if the old bitches would teach the young bitches that, we wouldn't have so many problems. You know what I'm saying? Keep your legs closed. Or, you know what I mean? Your cootie don't belong to everybody, so keep it low. Whatever, put it like that. So, as I was saying, so if you are ever, 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 ever in some type of relationship where that person tries to control you or tries to alienate you from everybody, whether they want to move you to the middle of nowhere or whether they want to find something wrong with everybody that's a part of your life, or everybody that is in your life. Oh, my alarm is going off. Done something wrong, or something is wrong with them, or ain't no good. It's not the person that they're talking about. More than likely, it's them. If they find something wrong with people that you've been dealing with for 7, 8, 10 years, your family. Yeah. Mind you, some people are not good. Some family members are not good. But someone else should not be telling you who you can be around, who you shouldn't be around. They can tell you things that they see and allow you to judge for yourself. But if they're controlling, and every time you get ready to go see your family or your friends, you got to argue, you got to fight, it's a problem. They throwing Gatorade on you, knocking your hat off, trying to fight you. You might not want to be in a relationship with them. You might want to give the sign. You know what I mean? Blink twice, say the safe word, pineapples, and get away. You feel what I'm saying? Because something is definitely wrong there. It's only going to get worse for the most part. For the most part, not all the time. Because some people that you deal with ain't no good. But if everybody that you happen to deal with, from the mama to the friend, ain't no good, and now all of a sudden you have no one that's your friend to yourself, everybody that you are friends with, or everybody that you communicate with or socialize with, is their people, their friends, their families, their sisters, their brothers, there is a problem there. You have now been alienated from anyone that is for you and on your side. You have to move along, and you have to move along rapidly, expeditiously. Expeditiously, y'all. My alarms is going off, y'all. I so sorry. Um, that's just one thing I want to know. I can't really speak too much because it's about time for me to go to work. I got a late start out the house. I was bored. It's like I said, everybody went off live on me, and I ain't had nothing to do. So I just decided to come on live and say some stuff and let y'all know I'm gonna start doing my perspective. My perspective. Now my perspective comes again. I'm gonna explain what my perspective does. My perspective comes from truth. Okay, so it's not something I'm just gonna come on and make up a whole lie. It's going to come from truth. The part that becomes my perspective is the parts that are funny, that are not filled in, that kind of shaky, that don't make sense. And then I'll just basically add in different scenarios that it could be. It's not that I know of, it's just what it could be to make you look at things a different way. And I'm feeling like if during this whole thing with the people that been taking over the internet for us, had they had different perspectives to look at, I'm before they just decided to side up with the lies and all that, I'm sure they would have seen through some of the things. But once you basically commit to someone and you see what they want, and now you begin to understand them and how their lives take place, you are now stuck in the sympathy hole, the sympathy, the empathy, or whatever. You're stuck in that hole for that person. So now nothing that person does will ever be wrong. Even if you see the actual proof, even if you hear the actual audio, you're always going to try to find a way that that person is correct if you get sucked into that sympathy and empathy hole. And I think a lot of people have done that because there is so many different audios, there's so many different lies, there's so many different stories, that they just don't want to see what is right before them. One thing that drove me crazy about that little situation, listen to this. And this is what a lot of people have to start to pay attention to. I'm going to say from the first month to the sixth month, I'm not going to go 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to 12. From the first month to the sixth month, it was always, he said this and he did this and he said that. But there was never any proof of what he said. No one ever heard what he said. It was just someone saying he said. Someone might have read a post or read a message that someone else said, and they say he said. Listen, just because a person writes a post up, right? They make a post. I Today is Sunday, but it's really Tuesday. Today is Sunday, and somebody goes on there and say some old stupid stuff up underneath it. That does not mean that the person, the originator of the post, said that, people. That means that whoever typed that said that. The originator of the post does not account for what the people say down below. Okay? That's the first rule in Facebook, social media, period. If I create a post and you write something down up underneath my post, that is not what I said. Okay? Here's the second rule. If someone comes to you every day or every week saying someone said something about you and no one else hears it, they cannot show you anything, you don't see anything, there's no proof of it, then just take it as no one said anything. You know, we have to stop going on the imaginary lies is what I call them. Because if it's not in front of you and you can't see it, there's no proof, there's nowhere to find it, you don't hear it, you don't see it, then it's an imaginary lie. You know what I mean? It's something somebody else made up unless there's some type of proof. Okay? Man, we got to stop doing this because people, what I've learned, people lie like a rug. I never thought in my life grown people would lie so much. It's like, why? What's the fun in telling lies? What's the fun in, as they call it, bone carrying? I don't understand why people like to be mixed up in drama and bullshit. It's like, what the heck is wrong with people where they just have to? It's like mandatory. Their day does not go by, meaning the sun does not rise and the sun does not set if they're not tied up in some bullshit or they haven't started some bullshit with somebody else about something. You know what I mean? I have never in my life seen this much mess. It's like if these people had been this strong on certain other situations that appeared on Facebook that were brushed up under the rug, man, do you know how good it would be? We would have so many criminals caught. You know, there are people that actually come on Facebook and tell you exactly what they did, or on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok and tell you exactly the criminal act that they did against someone, unaliving them, stealing, whatever. And we look over that. We say, ha ha ha, pat you on the back and keep it moving. But a person who ain't really doing nothing that just somebody jealous of, or somebody don't like because they got something, or they doing something with themselves, or they doing something with their life, or they somebody just for some reason is jealous for some unknown reason. Oh my gosh, they gonna take it and they gonna drag it and they gonna add 15 cents to two pennies. They gonna make it 17 cents. And it wasn't number 2 pennies in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Meaning the word I and A, and they gonna add a whole sentence to the word I and A. Like, it's like, what is wrong with these people? These people are really sick. Hey, Glee. See, I'm a woman who has men friends for keepsakes because I don't like no BS. So people can see it however and whatever they want. Every friend relationship is not a love story or dating for anyone from anyone. That is for you and your side. You have to move along and you have to move along rapidly. Exactly. Nobody should be telling us who we can be friends with and who we cannot be friends with. If somebody sees something wrong, then they tell us and they let us deal with it, right? You don't they don't you they people like to what I say, not isolate. People like to, I forgot the word. But they like to take you from people, keep you wrapped up and closed up in their world only because they're insecure. They just like throwing Robert RH under the bus. Those people across them streets are dangerous. All I got to say is free that ham bone. For real. Sister, them folks don't believe in the truth over there on that rock pile. They don't. It's like, my question is, how could your life be so miserable that you want to constantly make somebody else miserable? Do you know how many times we have not said anything? Like, for instance, this last situation, we calmed it down. We wasn't really saying nothing. They might report here or there, but to start up the mess, they go dig deep into somebody's past and bring up some stuff that they really shouldn't be bringing up for content or just to have views. Why don't you talk about all these innocent people that why don't you talk about the 6 people that came up missing or unalive in Mexico? You know what I mean? Talk about something that makes sense. What that's something that's constantly happening so people can start to act on it. Do something productive with yourself. That right, our age has moved around, moved on, and living life. I'm glad he has weathered that storm because, baby, I cried in my heart for him. Baby, I'm trying to tell you, this story hit so close to home. And I think when I ain't gonna say if I think because today I'm off tomorrow. So I think tomorrow I'm gonna come on and I'm just gonna express the reasons why this story hit home, close to home to me. It's so many reasons that it hit me close to home because I got to get off. I got to go clock in a minute. It's so many reasons that it hit so close to home, which is why I followed it so much, which is why I didn't do some of the things that people were doing because I couldn't, because it was like reliving the situation all over again. So had I had uh vented out or did certain things, it would have set me back on my healing process. So that's why I say when they said that I bully, like, are you kidding me? No, I said something and that was it. I responded to someone who called me an idiot. I have every right to respond to that. And it's like crazy. Toya read Nate her right. You would say I screamed so loud. I didn't see it. I hope somebody screen recorded because I don't want to go on her live. I don't feel like I want to give her my view. I don't want to do it. So I hope somebody screen recorded so I could see it. I just refuse to support any. I don't go on none of their pages. I refuse to support any of them. I would prefer if they would stay their asses off my pages. Like, for real. I make a post and here they come over here bothering me and then they turn around and report me. Like, what are you doing? That's picking, that's stalking, that's taunting, leave me alone. You're triggering me. That's what you're doing. You're triggering me. So leave me alone. I don't go on your page. I don't bother you. So, like, leave me alone. Not you, sis. I'm talking about them crazy people that be coming on my page and turn around and report me. Like, for real? I didn't make nothing but $7 on the bonus. They took my little $7 away for 2 days. It had only been 2 days. So I think that was pretty good for 2 days and me not doing nothing because I was at work. But it was my $7. You know what I'm saying? That was all mine. And then I had some money on my videos that I put on there. They took that too. Like, they took all of it. Like, in 2 days I had like $15. And they took it. They didn't give it to me. Like, how you gonna take something I made before this situation? I don't even get it. And they gonna tell me you can't start. I don't want no damn stars so y'all can take some of that money. You take my money from me and then you want people to give me money so you can take it. They better stop playing with themselves. because it could have been our sons. Oh, did I tell you my baby son was diagnosed with cancer on August 24th, 2020? Yes, sis, and I'm sorry to hear that, but he gonna make it through that. He gonna make it through that, sis. I promise you he is. I can't. Well, let me say. Let me stop saying that. I can't promise you what God gonna do. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna just keep praying for you. We gonna pray. We gonna pray. We gonna pray. We gonna pray. And tomorrow, sis, when I get off of work, I'm gonna call you, and then I'm gonna come. When I come on, we just gonna talk about just our triggering factors. If don't, everybody else be going live, so I'm gonna try not. I don't want to interfere with them because I want nobody to be on there. But we gonna just talk about our triggering factors because it's important. We've done all this. Now it's time for us to heal from it. We now have to heal from it. We now have to talk about what triggered us, how it made us feel, how it affected us, and then we have to start to move on so that they can't keep triggering us. We gonna get past this. We gonna do this the right way. We moving along because this stuff is crazy. So make sure he I forgot that doctor's name that Robert looked at for the juice and fruits and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's good for him, but maybe the man or the doctor can tell him what to do to help it. We gotta figure it out. Yeah, you in 1 week, sis, you had a lot of stuff that happened. A lot of stuff. You and my other girl, Bradia, had a lot of stuff that happened in 1 week. Like me prior to all, prior to y'all, a lot of stuff happened to me in 1 week. And it's like crazy. It's like so crazy. Everybody's so wrapped up in this that we're not taking care of each other. We falling out and attacking each other over these crazy people. It's like we gotta do better. We gotta do better. We've got to do better. I was listening to Tasha K. If y'all go look at Harmony Speaks video, she said this thing about how black social media do not stand behind each other. And she was not telling no lies. I promise you wasn't. When you hear that, baby, she said a mouthful on that one. So y'all go look at Harmony Speaks live. I mean, not live, her video, the one that she posted with Tasha K. Girl, let me tell you, Tasha K said a mouthful about how we do our own self. We do our own people. We do our own kind. And it has nothing to do with, I'm not saying nothing to do with race, but if we're supposed to support one another, no matter what race, color, or creed we are, this is how we do each other. And we let other people who don't mean us no good win. Yeah, it does, sisters. I'm going to pray for you. I'm gonna keep praying for you, sis. It's gonna be all right. You know what you gotta do. You gotta give it to God. God, you gotta give it to him. He's gonna do it. I gotta get my butt off because I got 2 minutes to go clock in. I got 2 minutes to clock in. But I'm gonna text you when I get off and to see if you up. If you up, you just text me back. And then or either call me. She was telling the truth. Absolutely the truth. You hear me, sis? I'm gonna go up when I get off. I'm gonna text you. Because it's gonna be early in the morning. And if you up, just call me. If not, we'll talk later on tomorrow when I get off. When I get off. Because I got a break in between. My break. My old ass got to take a break. But I love you, sis, and don't be crying. It's gonna be okay. My dad always told me, if you crying and worrying, you don't have faith in God. So all we do, instead of crying and worrying, we just gotta pray. Pray. What he say? Pray and fast. Pray and fast. But I love you, and I'm gonna call you later. Yes. Wait. I've been here. I've been. No. I've been here. I just be switching. Okay. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. I gotta go. Sis, pray fast. Pray fast.